Coco here. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den, where we will be breaking down this week's team fights from each division of CompeteLeague's NA Premier League and dissecting them frame by frame. Let's hop into it. In the Bronze and Silver League, Crown Royal faced off against the underdogs of Morningstar. A-Rod and Navy run into Jolito and Cyronox. However, A-Rod over-aggresses, and in a panic, the rest of Crown Royal follows suit. This only leads to more disaster, as the scrambled team is aced by the grouped Morningstar. To start the fight, though A-Rod Zed could have easily killed Jolito's Lee Sin, the over-aggression, as well as Cyronox's taunt, gave Haruka enough time for him to land a Glacial Tomb and burst down the isolated target. With just having killed the strongest member of Crown Royal, and with Navy's Ash being the next target, Haruka reactivates his Glacial Path. Navy had just used heal in vain as well as just whiffing the enchanted arrow previously. He retreats to Kazulu's Braum. With a lined-up fissure, he secures the retreat for him and Navy. However, Crown Mi's Fiora was already diving onto Haruka. In another attempt to retreat, Kazulu is able to block the ace in the hole from Asura's Caitlyn. Another trade begins as Morningstar keeps on the chase, and it seems like another successful retreat. But Toopsox's Sejuani charges in this time. Missing a crucial Winter's Wrath, Haruka survives long enough to have Cyronox use Stand United and provide the maximum amount of shield. On top of that, the shield from Leo's Janna and Jolito's Safeguard help keep the Ice Witch alive long enough to get onto the unhealthy Navy and Kazulu. From here, the fight separates to where the front line of Morningstar is finishing off Toopsox, while Asura and Leo are left to fight off Crown Mi. In the end, the constant overstepping of Crown Royal's members kept digging a deeper grave for them to lie in as Morningstar aggressed on the fumbles, but not deep enough to bury their massive lead granted from A-Rod, which leads Crown Royal to an inevitable victory. Rabid Rabbits and Light of Ashen faced off in the bot lane in their Week 3 match, as an initiation from LOA goes awry as the swift response from Rabbits softens the blow and swings back harder as they pick up a 4-for-2 trade to push their lead further into the game. The fight begins with Elite Guard's Gragas calling in for a teleport bot lane to find a catch on the overextended members of Rabbits. Nylon's Zyra, Flyer's Elise, and Defamation's Ash are pincered, forcing for a fight or flight call. Preferring to have a taste of blood, Nylon confidently turns onto Spiteful's Lulu in an attempt to burst him down. On the backside, Defamation had just dodged an explosive cask from Elite while Batman's Jarvan teleports in, and Cat's Nidalee sets his sights on Nylon. Cat follows suit a little too far as Batman flags himself in, now cutting him off of his retreat. Doug's Victor is en route through the river and closes in, obliterating Flyers with help from Cat and Elite, but not before Flyers is able to deal lethal damage onto Cat. Meanwhile, Spiteful's decision to stay in the fight bites back as Defamation snipes him away from the backline. At this moment, it's a 2-for-2 trade for the teams, but the tables are about to turn. With Doug's kit diminished, as well as Defamation still alive and well, it's time for him and Spice to push this fight into their favor. Wristband over-aggresses and pays for it as Defamation pins a volley of arrows into the Brodadrill Explorer, picking up a double kill. With Spice now in the fight and the assist from Nylon, he cuts off Doug from helping out Elite as he claims his spoils for the kill. With Doug left to retreat, the early lead from Rabbit's bot lane as well as the damage from Flyers forces Light of Ashen to exhaust multiple tools beforehand to create a slight advantage for the team in the fight and pushing their lead further to victory. Our Diamond and Up fight between Remembrance and Nerve Esports is also a game-opening fight, with Nerve sieging for the second-tier turret on the bot lane. In this extensive fight, both teams show their prowess of having almost indestructible front lines. However, the low damage composition of Remembrance and Nerve's management of damage spread helps shove their Baron lead into a more formidable advantage. To clarify, the scoreboard can be a bit tricky just by looking at the kills. However, turrets, gold, levels, and itemization are all fairly even across the board, making this fight more level than what it originally seems. The only large advantage comes from Swamp's Gragas having a higher participation in his team's kills. This will come to light later in the fight as he is already flanking to help shove Remembrance away from the turret. Seeing Nerve's members separated, Dark decides to go in on Swamp. Meanwhile, Wolf's LeBlanc actually gets delayed by Baby's enchanted arrow. Following into the jungle, Thunder's Galio lands a taunt onto Swamp, but not before he's able to turn with a body slam, granting him a massive shield from the Courage of Colossus Keystone, keeping his health bar high. Now Nerve Esports separates, while Bishop's Shen finalizes the siege on the turret. This also positions him for a two-man taunt onto Light's Misfortune and Thunder. With timing his Spirit Refuge, he minimizes the incoming damage as much as possible, allowing for his team to catch up and swamp to get a flash belly slam into the middle of Remembrance. With this 4-man slam, he secures massive damage onto Remembrance's members, forcing a retreat. Though not a bloody battle, this skirmish was important to show the weaknesses of Remembrance's composition as well as the initial fight that pushes Nerve further for a victory. Thanks for watching this week's Dragon's Den. Be sure to stay tuned for next week's Compete League team fight breakdowns and subscribe for more League of Legends and esports content.